In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 college football games happening on November 20th, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Buffalo versus Eastern Michigan. The Buffalo Bulls are set to face the Eastern Michigan Eagles in a Week 13 showdown of the 2024 college football season. This matchup, part of Mid-American Conference action, will take place on Wednesday evening at Ryerson Stadium. Buffalo comes into this game riding the momentum of a 2-game winning streak, which includes a thrilling 51-48 overtime victory at home against the Ball State Cardinals last Tuesday. Meanwhile, Eastern Michigan is looking to break out of a slump, having lost their last 3 games, including a disappointing 35-10 defeat on the road to the Ohio Bobcats on Wednesday. Historically, these teams have met 11 times, with Eastern Michigan holding a 7-4 advantage in the series. Eastern Michigan enters this contest with their confidence likely shaken after 3 consecutive losses. 2 games ago, they put up a fight against Toledo but ultimately fell short, losing 29-28 in a nail-biter. Their most recent performance against Ohio was far less competitive, as their offense managed only 10 points while their defense surrendered 35, leading to a lopsided 25-point loss. On the season, the Eagles are averaging 27 points per game on offense but allowing 27 points per game defensively, reflecting a lack of consistency on both sides of the ball. Buffalo, on the other hand, recently achieved bowl eligibility in dramatic fashion, securing a 51-48 overtime win against Ball State. Although it wasn't their cleanest performance, the Bulls did enough to get the job done. 2 weeks ago, they defeated Akron 41-30, showcasing their ability to put points on the board. For the season, Buffalo's offense is averaging 27 points per game, but their defense has struggled, allowing 31 points per contest. Despite these defensive issues, the Bulls seem to be peaking at the right time, positioning themselves as a dangerous opponent in the Mid-American Conference. The Buffalo Bulls enter this Tuesday night matchup as slight underdogs, but recent performances suggest they have the upper hand. Buffalo has outperformed Eastern Michigan against mutual opponents, having beaten Toledo by 15 points and Akron by 11, whereas Eastern Michigan lost to both teams by 1 and 4 points, respectively. With Buffalo still in contention for the Mid-American Conference title, they will aim to assert control early in this game to avoid needing a late-game heroics like their dramatic finish against Ball State. The Bulls' offense has been on fire, scoring at least 41 points in each of their last 2 games, and they will face an Eagles team that managed just 10 points in their previous outing. With Buffalo's offense clicking and Eastern Michigan struggling, the Bulls appear to be the team trending in the right direction. The offenses of these 2 teams have been on divergent paths lately. Over their last 4 games, Buffalo is averaging an impressive 37 points per game, while Eastern Michigan has managed only 22 points in their previous 5 contests. Buffalo quarterback C.J. Abana has been in strong form, bolstering the team's confidence as the season winds down. Given the momentum Buffalo is carrying, a dramatic shift in fortune for Eastern Michigan seems unlikely, so the Buffalo Bulls to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Midweek games in the Mid-American Conference are often high-scoring affairs, and this contest is poised to follow that trend. The weather conditions for the game are expected to be ideal, with a crisp 42 degrees and no precipitation forecasted, creating the perfect environment for offenses to shine. Both quarterbacks are dual threats, each having rushed for over 200 yards this season, which provides them with additional ways to extend drives when passing options are limited. Buffalo has been especially potent recently, scoring 51 and 41 points in their last 2 games. Now, they face an Eastern Michigan defense ranked 85th nationally in points allowed. While Buffalo's offense is likely to keep rolling, their defense remains a concern. having surrendered 48 points to Ball State last week and ranking 105th in scoring defense. Neither team has been effective at stopping opponents lately. The Bulls have allowed an average of 43 points over their last 4 games, while the Eagles have given up 32 points per contest in their last 5. Both teams also struggle to limit big plays in the passing game. Buffalo ranks 63rd nationally in allowing 11.6 yards per completion, while Eastern Michigan's defense is worse, sitting at 124th with 13.6 yards per completion allowed. This vulnerability in the secondary should lead to plenty of explosive plays. Given these defensive shortcomings, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Ohio U versus Toledo. The Ohio Bobcats, currently boasting a 7-3 record and tied for first place in the Mid-American Conference, will travel to Toledo on Wednesday to face off against the Toledo Rockets at the Glass Bowl. This matchup holds significant implications for the Mid-American Conference standings. The Bobcats are coming off an impressive 35-10 victory over Eastern Michigan last Wednesday, where quarterback Parker Navarro showcased his dual threat ability by rushing for 4 touchdowns. Riding a 3-game winning streak, Ohio shares the top spot in the Mid-American Conference with Miami, Ohio, and Bowling Green. On the other hand, Toledo, also holding a 7-3 record but tied for 4th in the conference, defeated Central Michigan 37-10 in their last outing. The Rockets have won 2 consecutive games but sit 1 game behind the Mid-American Conference leaders with just 2 games left to play. Notably, Ohio has a clean bill of health, while Toledo faces uncertainty with 18 players listed as questionable on its injury report. The Toledo Rockets secured their 7-3 record with a dominant performance against Central Michigan in their last game, winning 37-10. Although they fell behind 3-0 early, the Rockets responded decisively by scoring 37 unanswered points. Their success was built on a strong all-around effort as they outgained the Chippewas 299-236, forced 5 turnovers without committing any, and converted 6 of 1/4 third down attempts. Before this win, Toledo narrowly defeated Eastern Michigan 29-28 but suffered a loss to Bowling Green in the prior week. So far this season, the Rockets have averaged 30 points per game with 249.2 yards through the air and 122.9 on the ground. Defensively, they've limited opponents to 21.1 points per game. The Ohio Bobcats, also sitting at 7-3 overall, delivered an emphatic 35-10 win over Eastern Michigan in their most recent game. Despite trailing 7-0 early in the second quarter, Ohio turned the tide by scoring 35 of the game's final 38 points. They dominated Eastern Michigan in multiple facets, outgaining them 433-266, winning the turnover battle 4-1 and converting 7 of 1/3 third down attempts. Ohio has been on a tear lately, with prior victories including a 41-0 blowout of Kent State and a commanding 47-16 win over Buffalo. Offensively, the Bobcats have averaged 28 points per game, generating 187.1 passing yards and an impressive 201.8 rushing yards per game. Their defense, meanwhile, has been equally formidable, allowing just 19.6 points per game. Defensively, Ohio has been stellar, giving up only 20 points and 307.6 total yards per game this season. Over their last 3 games, they've covered the spread each time while allowing an average of just 9 points per game. Toledo, by contrast, has struggled to cover the spread, doing so in only one of their last 3 contests, while conceding an average of 26 points per game during that span. While Ohio's offense is not typically explosive, it has been highly effective on the ground, averaging 201.1 rushing yards per game. This should provide an advantage against Toledo's defense, which allows 131.9 rushing yards per game. Quarterback Parker Navarro will be pivotal, leveraging his mobility to open up opportunities in the passing game. Last week, Navarro rushed for 106 yards and 4 touchdowns, highlighting his versatility. A stark contrast exists between these 2 offenses in recent form. Ohio has averaged an impressive 41 points per game across its last 3 contests, while Toledo has managed just 24 points per game over its last 5. On critical third down situations, Ohio has been far more efficient, converting 45.53% of their attempts compared to Toledo's 36.88%. Entering this clash, Ohio has momentum from a 3-game winning streak, during which they've scored at least 35 points in every game and held opponents to 10, 0, and 16 points. Meanwhile, Toledo has won 3 of their last 4 outings, with their offense showing signs of life by posting 37 and 29 points in their last 2 games. However, Ohio's recent performances suggest they are the strongest team in the conference, and in what promises to be a tightly contested game likely decided in the final moments, the Bobcats are poised to come out on top. So Ohio Bobcats to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Defensive strengths will likely define this game, as Ohio has allowed an average of just 16 points over their last 5 outings, while Toledo has given up 21 points per game across their previous 4. Both teams have dealt with a slew of injuries on the offensive side, which could limit scoring opportunities. Expect a grinded-out style of play, with defenses taking center stage and the run game being heavily relied upon. Field goals may outnumber touchdowns in what is likely to be a low-scoring affair. The under has hit in each of Ohio's last 2 games, and their ability to control the clock with a strong running game and stout defense should dictate the pace. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.